Hey guys, let's right away jump in and learn some new words. How to test your present vocabulary? Once, as a child, you were an expert and accomplished virtuoso at learning new words. Today, by comparison, you are a rank and bumbling armature. Does this statement sound insulting? It may be, because if you are an average adult, it is a statement that is unfortunately only too true. So, educational testing indicates that children of 10 who are growing up in families in which English is the native language have recognition vocabularies of over 20,000 words. And we have seen not only in terms of English but in terms of other languages as well. For example, the native language of most of us, which is Hindi. So we have found out that when we were a child, when we were a teenager, we used to grasp many words of Hindi at an absorbing rate. But as we grow old, as we became adults, it became rather difficult to not only learn new words but to hold on to the previous ones as well. And these same 10-year-olds have been learning new words at the rate of many hundreds a year since the age of 4. In astonishing contrast, studies show that adults who are no longer attending school increase their vocabulary at a pace of, in fact, slower than 25 to 50 words annually. So, how do you assess your own vocabulary? Is it quantitatively healthy, rich in overall range, responsive to any situation in which you may find yourself, truly indicative of your intellectual potential? More important, is it still growing at the same rapid clip as when you were a child? Or, as with most adults, has your rate of increase dropped drastically since you left school? In fact, when we were used to study in colleges, our ability to grasp new words decreased drastically. So, not only people who have left school or who have left college, but in fact, those teenagers or those adults who are still in school or colleges do not have that much grasping ability left with them as much as they hoped for. And if so, do you feel that your vocabulary is somewhat limited, your verbal skills not as sharp as you would like them to be? Let's check it out. I challenge you to a series of tests that will measure your vocabulary range as well as your verbal speed and responsiveness. A test of vocabulary range. This book by Norman Lewis, has given some words and their pronouns or their meanings has been written in terms of options, and we have to find the correct meaning or the correct pronoun. So it although it is being given in the form of a test, but we are going to approach it by learning new words. So let's start with the first word: disheveled appearance. As I have already told you that disheveled means untidy. So it's a straightforward. A baffling problem. Baffling means a puzzling problem. Lenient parent, a parent who is not strict. Repulsive personality. Repulsive is disgusting personality. Audacious attempt. Audacious means courageous, so it can be also called as bold. Parry a blow. Parry means to ward off, to escape, to dodge. Prevalent disease. Prevalent, that is widespread, present either in a large area or present at a large range. Ominous report. Ominous means something which has a negative connotation to it. In this case, it will be unpleasant. An incredible story. Incredible means mind blowing, something that cannot be believed in, so unbelievable. An ophthalmologist is a doctor who cures eyes, an eye doctor. Will supersede the law. Supersede means that takes the place of. An anonymous donor. Anonymous means someone whose name is not being disclosed, so one whose name is not known. Performed an autopsy. Autopsy means examining the corpse to determine the cause of death. So it will be B. An indefatigable worker. As I have already told you that fatigable means tired. So somebody who does not get tired, so a tireless person. So in this case, it's a tireless worker, indefatigable worker, confirmed atheist. So atheist is a person who does not believe in God. So disbeliever in God. Endless loquacity. So this is a new word. Loquacity means somebody who talks a lot. Loquacious is an adjective. Loquacity is a noun. So it's a loquacity. A glib talker. Glib means somebody who talks on the periphery, who does not go deep down into the concept. Somebody who does not have a great knowledge of the topic he is discussing about. So in this case, we can say glib can be used in terms of boring as well. So either he is a boring talker or he talks only at the periphery of a topic. He does not have a great knowledge of it. An incorrigible optimist. Incorrigible means something or somebody which cannot be cured. So incorrigible means beyond correction or reform. It's B. An ocular problem. So you might have heard a lot of words like optist, optometrists, or optical. So all these things related to something which is visible or something related to eye. So an ocular problem is a problem that is visual. So the answer will be C. A notorious demagogue. So demagogue is a person who talks a lot of lies, or he provides wrong information to people to persuade them for something. So demagogue is a liar, and demagoguery is the act of telling a lie. So demagogue is a person, and demagoguery is the act of telling a lie. A naive attitude. So naive means somebody who is new to something, or naive is a person who is unsophisticated, or naive can also be used with any verb or any noun to showcase that that noun or that word is either inexperienced or unsophisticated. So in this case, the answer will be C, unsophisticated attitude. So living in affluence. So affluence is a very popular word, a word which you might have already known. It means wealth. In retrospect. Retrospect means I am looking something in the past from my present view. So view of the past from present. A gourmet. Gourmet is a connoisseur of good food. So if we say if somebody who has a good knowledge and good expertise about food, so we will call that person a gourmet. To stimulate interest. Stimulate means somebody that stir up, that give rise to. A magnanimous action. Magnanimous means a generous action, or we can say he is a magnanimous man. So he is a generous man. He either helps other individuals or provide them some sort of support. A clandestine meeting. Clandestine means a secret meeting. Apathetic citizens. So apathetic means somebody who does not care about, or is indifferent to, or is uninterested in, or is uninvolved in other people's interest or acts. So there are two words for which are similar. One is apathetic, or second is antithetic. So apathetic is a person who does not care about, and antithetic is a person who cares but cares negatively, who wants to harm something else or somebody. So these are very similar words but has a very contrasting meaning. Apathetic or apathetic means something or someone who does not care. An antithetic is somebody or something that tries or wants to harm the other, to placate his son. So placate means if there is somebody who has a negative feelings for you or who wants to harm you, and if you want to change the attitude of that person from negative to positive. So that word, that act of changing his negative attitude or negative connotation with you, with something which is positive, so we will say it as I want to placate this person. So change a feeling of hostility to one of friendliness. So this is placate. So moving forward, vacillate. So vacillate is a very interesting word. So if you are in a state of indecisiveness, you do not know whether you want to choose this direction or you want to choose this direction. You are not able to make proper decisions. You are not firm with one of the decisions. So it might be said that you vacillate a lot. It means that you swing back and forth in indecision, that you are not able to make proper decision either continuously or at some point of time. So for that we have a very interesting word that you might use a lot of places, called vacillate. The next word is nostalgic. Nostalgic means if you are homesick, you reminisce the acts or experiences that you had in the past, which is either related to a person or related to a place. So we will call that feeling a nostalgic feeling. So this is antipathy. So I already told you that apathy means indifferent and antipathy means hostility. Next word is circumspect. So circumspect means cautious. So for example, there are some uh, problems out there in this space. So what you want to do, you want to move through them very carefully, or you want to move around them very carefully to avoid those problems. So it means to say that you are very cautious about your each and every move or every actions in that situation, which is the word circumspect. So you might be familiar that there's a word called circumference. So circumference is also has also taken the same root, circum, which means to move around. So you are taking a decision in such a way that you are moving around the problems. You are very cautious about your movement. That's why we call circumspect means being cautious. So the next word is intrepid. So intrepid means being fearless. So if somebody is an intrepid fighter or intrepid fighter, it means that he is a fearless person, or he's an intrepid worker, he's a fearless worker, or he is an intrepid personality, or he has an intrepid attitude. So for all these qualities we can use this interesting word called intrepid. So we are coming towards the next word, which is somewhat you might not be familiar with, which is diaphanous. So diaphanous means something that is vague, that is unclear. So for example, I have a diaphanous thought about making decisions. I vacillate a lot. So you do not have you have a vague idea, or you have a vague thought in which you are not pretty much clear. So for those types of indecisive or vaguely created ideas, or some diaphanous, let's say there's a diaphanous glass out there, so that glass is not clear that a glass is vague. It is not completely transparent. So for all these situations, or for all these materials, we can use this word called diaphanous. So in this case, it will be sheer and gauzy. So the next word is taciturn. So in this sentence, the context is a taciturn host. So taciturn is a person who does not talks a lot. But it has a very specific connotation. It does not mean that the person is not talkative at all the times. It means that the person is not interested in talking to you or a bunch of other people at that moment of time. So this word is a very momentary in nature. So a taciturn host will be a host who is not interested in talking to the visitors. So in this case, it will be disinclined to conversation. 37th is to malign his friend. So malign is to accuse. It has a very negative connotation. If you are maligning something, you are accusing, you are trying your hostility, you want to harm that thing. So in this way, we can use this word malign. A congenital deformity. So congenital is something that is there right from the birth. So occurring at or during birth. For example, this person has a congenital deformity. So he has some deformity which is by birth. So the next word is neurosis. So there are two words, neurosis and psychosis. Neurosis is used for an emotional disturbance only. If some person is facing emotional disturbance, then we will call that person a neurotic person, and he is suffering from neurosis. But if there is a person who has both emotional as well as physical manifestations of the disturbances, then we will say that this person is psychotic and he is suffering from psychosis. So the next word is unequivocal. So you might have heard this word a lot of places, a lot of times. Unequivocal is something that is clear and forthright. Unequivocal decision. It means that there is complete clarity regarding the decision and it has been told you without any vacillation. What's the spelling of vacillation? Let me check. Vacilla. So this person is making decision without vacillation, or these groups of people are making decisions without vacillation. That means that decision is unequivocal. So the next word is vicarious. Vicarious is something that has empathy in it. So if you are saying that you are having a vicarious enjoyment, it means you are empathy. You are feeling this. You are having this feeling of identification with other person as well. So vicarious enjoyment because means that you are feeling extremely happy for the success of other person, and you are feeling that person's happiness as well, and you are sharing that happiness with him. So that is vicarious. Next word is psychogenic ailment. Psychogenic means something that is originating in the mind. Psyche means mind. So psychogenic means something that originates in the mind. So the next word is anachronous attitude. So anachronous means something that is out of place. So by out of place means, let's say, an anachronous attitude. So it means an attitude that should not exist at that time, at that moment. Or we can say an anachronous dress. It means that that dress does not belong to that time or to the era in which you are wearing it. It is a very old kind of dress that used to be worn by antiquated people. So that dress will be considered as an anachronous dress. Moving forward, we get this word called iconoclastic. So iconoclastic means sneering at tradition. So sneering means you are moving against it. So there are some traditions, there are some beliefs held by people, and you are challenging those beliefs. So you are an iconoclastic person. Tyro means somebody who is a beginner, who have just started. So you can also use this word called, we have just read the word called naive for it. So naive and tyro are similar words which means something that is inexperienced, or somebody who does not have any experience at all. So moving forward, a laconic reply. So laconic means you are using less number of words, but you are able to put forth your message meaningfully. So terse and meaningful. So if somebody gives a laconic reply, it means that he is giving the answer, or he is communicating himself without using many words. So he is not loquacious. So coming towards the next word, which is semantic. So semantic means something that is related to the meaning of words. Let's say you have one word that has two meanings. So you do not know you are using that word with respect to which meaning. So we can say that there is a semantic confusion in the word. So the next word is cavalier. Cavalier means something that is haughty and high-hand. Cavalier is generally used for knights. So you are being given a very a highly regarded treatment. So for that we can say that you are giving a cavalier treatment. But in this case we can say that this is a courteous, which is the answer. So the next word is anomalous. Anomalous means something that is unusual, that is freaky, that is not the norm, that is generally not happening. So we can say this is an anomalous situation. So the next word is posthumous, which means born after the death of the father, a posthumous child. So we can say the next word is feels enervated. So the enervated means you are completely exhausted. So in this way, feels enervated means you feels very weak because your energy has been drained. So you are enervated. So next word is shows perspicacity. So perspicacity is a word which means that shrewd. That person is shrewd. So that person has mental keenness. That person is like Sherlock Holmes. So we can say Sherlock Holmes used to show perspicacity. So next word is martinet. So martinet is a person who is a strict disciplinarian, who enforces himself, who wants things to happen according to his way. So he is a martinet. So next word is gregarious. So gregarious means very socially sociable. The person who likes to meet a lot of people. So we are moving towards 55th word, which is phlegmatic. So phlegmatic means a person who is emotionally unresponsive, who does not show very much emotions even in harshest of the conditions. So we can say that person is phlegmatic. Next word is inveterate. Inveterate is a person who is habitual. So in this context, an inveterate gambler will be a person who has this habit of gambling. An egregious error. Egregious is extremely bad. So if we want to use this word very bad, so rather than using very bad, we can say this is an egregious, outstandingly bad. So the next word is cacophony. Cacophony means, so cacophony is made up of two roots, caco and phony. Phony is something that is related to sound, and caco is a root which is related to bad. So these two roots combine to form something which is bad sound. So in this way we can say cacophony is unpleasant noises or harsh sounds. So the 59th word is prurient adolescent. So prurient is something that is sexually attractive. And the last word is uxorious. Uxorious is a person or a man who is fondly and foolishly doting on his wife. So this is uxorious. So this was the list of 60 relatively simpler but interesting words that you can consume in your day-to-day speaking as well as writing. So if you practice these words maybe 2 or 3 times, then you will be able to use them habitually. So you will become an inveterate user of these words in your vocabulary. So thank you very much, and we will meet in the next session. Bye bye.